we're gonna do half scream. I try to scream every video. I'm over it, but I try to keep it going.
Go for it, dude.
The Adrian, dude, thank you for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. As soon as I met you and I started following you, and just I'm a creator of multiple things, writing, art, and music. And so for you, like you doing that stuff, dude, it definitely inspires me, and I have a special love for people who do more than just one type of media or whatever,
Shit, I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love making shit all the time.
Well, tell us about some shit you've been making, bro. Just tell us a little about what you do,
I like to stay like as busy as possible, just like constantly working. So like when one band is like taking a little break, not playing shows, I'm in another band, or I'm in another band. All because drummers are like a needed personality, and there's not a lot out here.
Yeah.
So so I was in like Cherry Goal and Shooting Losers, and then recently Tastes Like TV Static from Sacramento, and then Cosmarch when they needed a drummer, just to be fucking moving all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool. And then when I'm not doing that, when I get like a Friday off, try to finish school and then trying to work on a fucking book, another one. Yeah.
Well, let's go with that. I think that's what unfortunately I haven't read the book. I'm gonna try to get my hands on it. You said it's at the bookstore here though, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna try to get it out there. But just talk about writing that book, dude. That process. I saw it's been a long in the making. I saw your whole Instagram post about it, and
yeah, it was. The hardest part was like finding confidence in like my writing, So like, I wrote in high school, and I wrote a little bit early on in college, but nothing that I ever felt like to share. And then when I just had this idea, I just moved to Chico. It was like 2023. I was like in the band scene, and I'm meeting like all these characters, Naked Lounge, everyone.
I mean, that's how it is in Chico. You go through, you meet so many people.
Yeah.
Old, young, in between.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
crazy.
And especially at like some of these like free shows, like meet like some older guys, and we'll meet some like teenagers, like freshmen, and they're all like almost like playing characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of funny, like changing your personality to each guy. And then I thought it would be cool to like try out again at like a book, and it's like write what you know. And so it's like I've been here for a year. I'm a drummer. I'm growing up, and that was basically the inspiration. Just like I had a week off for Thanksgiving, and just like every night after work, just like write. So the whole thing, it's pretty short, but the whole thing was done in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like the whole first draft.
Is it just you editing, or do you have editors or anything?
It was me all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the very end. Then it was like, I'm not gonna like I didn't have I was too lazy to format it. Too lazy to find an artist. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go online and pay for that. So,
yeah. No, I feel that.
But all the drafts were just me. Yeah.
Do you find I used to write for like the school paper, and I'm working on some writings for like the local paper here.
Yeah.
I love edits. Do you feel like are you a type of writer who's like sometimes I'm like that. I write it, I'm like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. Like,
yeah.
You can't edit it. Like there's nothing you're gonna change. Or do you feel like you want you like this next book maybe getting someone to edit it, or
I try to like first that best thought, and like all the writers are like Kerouac and Ginsberg and them.
Oh yeah.
All the beats are just like shit it out and just like leave it.
Out, yeah.
And then but I don't know, dude. I'll write a whole I'll write it when I come back to it. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can not edit this right now. You know what I mean? And then I hate editing more than writing. It's just like, it feels like, for me at least, it's like I already know how this goes, like blah 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 blah. But having a routine will like get me going, and then eventually, yeah.
I've been having that trouble writing recently, where I just haven't like, I don't know, just getting the energy to do it.
For
almost
sure.
sitting there, and
for sure,
word vomit, some things out. Is like that's part of the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then once you get in the flow, you get it going.
Yeah.
But what about how'd you you just wrote a Google Docs? What did you do?
Just Google
trends?
Yeah, Google Docs. I go to school during the day, and then my dishwashing job at night, and then after that I'd have 9 to 11 to kill. And then I guess it's easier to get in that flow state when you're fucking super tired because you can just like zone out and go.
And you kind of look forward to it.
Right.
And so once you get there, I feel like,
Yeah. I had like just got a record player too. So just like
putting shit on.
Fucking these are my records.
Yeah, you can't change it.
Yeah.
Just put it on.
Yeah. Total vibe.
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
Cool.
Now well, what about, you were talking about your inspirations, a lot of the beat writers. You just, what about?
Yeah.
Any book or anything specifically inspired this, or any story?
It's very like memoir-esque.
Okay.
So like Patti Smith also has a book called Just Kids that's a real memoir.
Yeah.
But like, On the Road and all those, they also like it's like they totally were like, write what you know. And at first I was like super into Westerns. I'm trying to make up these just like fantastical stories until the beat writers, and I'm like, okay, I know music, I know the scene just a little bit, these characters. So it almost like gives you the confidence. And then they broke all these rules, so it's easy to like, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
I can just like let the shit go. And I messed with the grammar, and it's all like lowercase. It's like a whole experiment. It makes it easier to just, instead of just being like, this is my like golden idol. You know what I mean? It's like an art project. If you hate it, that's all right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a controversial take about how I just think grammar is like, it's already made up, right? Like, then I could do whatever the fuck I want, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's already made up rule. Not made up, I don't know. It's made up rules, right? Someone made it. And so it's like, I could break it, like.
Yeah, and there's all these like teachers I get all the time. I see ads for and stuff that are like, if you want to write a poem, like you gotta do this, or like these are the only good like literature, and it's always like these old people that are like, well, who are you? Like, I've never heard of your book. Like, why are you trying to like make me pay for this class that's not gonna give me anything, rather than just like, as corny as it sounds, like going out and doing it,
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people, especially in music, where like, I feel like right now, I know so many great musician stuff, but they don't, like, they're kind of too perfect almost, where they're afraid to put it out, or they just sit on it for a long time.
For sure.
And, dude, I just have that, it's just like almost that punk ethos of just like, I did it, that's what it is.
Yeah, dude,
and I feel good. I feel good making it, and hopefully someone feels the same. Some tracks I'll definitely sit on and think about them more.
Right.
But some of them, it's just like I made it right there in that hour.
Yeah.
Cooking a beat up, and I make a beat in an hour. And I'm like, okay, well, the beat's done. Like, this is what it is.
Dude, exactly. And I think getting over that hump, especially starting, of like what's good or what's not, is like the hardest part. Because I have like, even in the bands, just like demos and demos that have never like turned into anything, and then like personally like journals and journals of poems where it's like, keep editing it, and then it's like you lose the substance of what made it good, and you're just like, well, now I got to throw away this end product that I've been on for the last 6 months because it's like shit now. It's been oversaturized.
Yeah, and you don't even relate to it or whatever.
Yeah, you lose the meaning. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it. Something about how like as an artist, like your art's not really it's for you, but it's like not for you. It's for people to like observe, right? And to intake, that's like one of the goals as an artist. So I feel like people definitely just be sitting way too long.
Yeah, I like the idea of like they asked like Quentin Tarantino, like do you, because actors are like, I can't see myself on screen, like I make the thing and I put it away. And they asked Quentin Tarantino, like, how do you feel about your movies? And he was like, I fucking love my movies. I go see them all the time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was me last year. I was like, dude, I'm only listening to my music. Like, we made a whole like top 5 albums a year, and I could just put my music.
Yeah, for sure.
But so I don't. Yeah, I love that.
I like the idea of it's like, I like it. I'm gonna open the door, and if you like it too, then that's cool. But it's like my fucking baby, basically.
Yeah. Well, what about you? So you're trying to go on to next book. Any inspiration for that? Is it gonna be the same direction? The same.
Yeah, so I to get out of editing, I'll just like write more and more on other shit. So this next book was like, I had like a funny idea, and then I ran with it, and I did it in maybe 200 pages in like 2 months, and then let it sit for a little while, and I'll come back to it later. And then while I was doing that, waiting, I just started on a third book, and then just went with that until like January. And then I realized that they all have like a similar like vibe and theme.
Yeah.
Because like all in the same mindset, so they're all very similar, which is like okay, maybe I don't know. They
It's
don't
a collection,
differ.
right? You know,
Yeah,
it represents
yeah.
you. You know, it's a collection
So
of it.
my idea now is like you know those Clint back on westerns, the Clint Eastwood, the Sergio Leone, like the Dollars trilogy,
Yeah.
The Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars.
Yeah.
They're all like loosely connected because it's the same guy,
Same-
but they're
yeah.
not really like a. It's not like a story.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
different random things, and there's a bunch of like issues in between because they didn't really mean to connect. Well, I was like, well, shit. All these stories are like basically the same story in a different setting, so I'm gonna like say it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna label it like a whole trilogy, and all the characters are named different, and it's all has the same like vibe and feel, and not lessons learned, but just you know, I was in the same mindset the whole 2 years I wrote them all. So
Yeah, it's definitely got the same energy.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's gonna represent the same energy.
Uh-huh.
What about going back to your first book? What's the process of getting it like is it paperback?
Yeah.
About just getting all that, like where do you go? Like if someone wanted to write a book and they just write it, like what do they do independently? You know?
Yeah. So originally I was like, I want to get this book like traditionally published. Like I want to send it out to a bunch of publishers. Like I have some indie publishers in mind. Like it's gonna work out. But the more I had to like pay to send the manuscripts, and the more I had to like wait, I was kind of like, maybe I'll just do it my fucking self. You know what I mean? So there's plenty of websites if you find. There's like Ingram Spark and stuff. But the easiest I found was like Amazon. They have their own like KDP service, and you just like they have their whole website set up, and then you have to format it to like their standards, and then they'll send you a proof copy, and then if it looks good, like then it's good. And they're always there. You could, if you just write like 3 pages on like a doc and send it, like they'll print your book. But I went online looking for like editors and shit because I wanted to make it like an actual book, you know what I mean? It was all independent, but something more than just they could like shrug it off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Something a little bit more professional or something.
Yeah.
So how many books did you order? Like what is that? Like what do you someone's idea of like a budget or something like that, you know?
Okay. Well, the editing, the formatting or whatever, you can find fairly cheap. I think I paid $50 to edit 100 pages into like the right format, and then the cover too was like $150. And I like it was just a random freelance guy online, so like I fought with his ass to like get it what I wanted, and he worked with me. But like you're paying if you want cheap, you're paying for cheap shit. And you got to work with it. It's like the same like punk ethos.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you got to accept it.
Yeah, I was like, I know I'm not.
You get what you put in,
right?
Almost, you know?
Yeah. Like I know I'm not in some like big New York studio right now getting this shit done, so I'll make it the best I can even afford. So yeah, and then the website I used did you just paid for it to publish your book, and then they didn't really ask for much until you like put it out there to sell it.
Yeah.
So like author copies, I can order like 50 copies is the first run, and they're like $3 a book.
No, not bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then just sell them for $5, so I just make what I
make what you put into
yeah.
Do you where can we find it? You know, where do you think where can we find this book at?
Okay. My Instagram, A Dog at the Door, and then the bookstore downtown in Chico has some. If not there, you could get them on Amazon.
You have the book with you. You can show it. You can show the camera if you want.
Okay.
For sure, you know. Give it a little.
In the River Running, or Choking on Water on White Bread. If you Google that on Amazon, you'll find it for super cheap, $6.
Where does that name come from?
It's a metaphor for life.
There you go.
It's so like In the River Running or Choking on Water on White Bread. The whole theme of the novel is like growing up, basically. Yep. That sounds corny, but it's this guy. It's realizing when you're like, you just gotta like go. You're either stopping on the little things, or you're just like moving past them and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, simply put, but it's like so many little issues are like overwhelming to us just in everyday life. And it's like looking at the grand scope of things of like, you just gotta like eat it and move on, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just like a little bump in the road.
Yeah.
You know? It's hard for some people, but yeah, I've definitely realized that.
For
Just
sure.
like,
yeah. And it's not to
like
say like
almost like the high school things or whatever. Like shit like that. Like, dude, you either fuck with me or you don't. And if you don't fuck with me, okay, like I guess I gotta go.
Right,
you know?
right.
I still got a lot to learn, but yeah, definitely just in that
Me
idea.
too. It's more of an idea, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to like preach it. I'm still like, I get a flat tire and I'm like, fuck, my life is over,
sure.
you know? But
I'm definitely like, nah, dude, as soon as I gotta pay rent, I'm like, fuck. I gotta just work this shit all over again, dude.
Exactly.
Just keep going.
Exactly, yeah.
But so let's go on to music. Did you play drums? That's where we first met. You know, we had that show in the park.
Yeah,
great show.
We
actually,
jammed.
that was a great show.
That was cool.
And we jammed. We did do an improv jam, which I wish people did more of. You know,
I know.
People don't want to jam. You my bandmates don't want to jam sometimes. Yeah.
Especially it's like all friends.
Yeah,
like
let's
we're
just
hanging
jam
out.
it. Like just play something. You know?
Yeah, it's a rhythm section thing. I
But
guess.
where do you your influence on drums or your history about like how old you started playing drums or music, you know, in your life?
Okay, yeah. So I started back in like early on in high school. My brother played guitar, and he was like trying to start a band. He was super into like just '90s alternative rock and like Tool and stuff. And I was like a little like just prancing around, hanging out. And one day I got into like a little scuffle at school, and I got suspended for a couple days. And my dad was like, as punishment, learn this drum beat right now. And it was just a simple, you know, and I was like, hey, I could do that. It's pretty cool, you know? And my brother's there, like, just trying to, like, find songs that fit with it, just, like, as quickly as possible before I lose interest. But I didn't lose interest, and I really liked it. And then
drums is so fun.
They are fun as hell.
I play like I'm not the best drummer, but there's something about behind the kit. It's just so fun.
Dude, it is. And
it's primal, bro. I mean, drums are probably one of the first instruments ever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So banging on shit.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's just so natural, you know.
And get into it. It's a good like you turn your mind off, and then like an hour later, you're back awake and you're all sweaty, and it feels good. It feels good. I didn't really get into it though until COVID-19. I was like deep into high school, and now I had all this like free time to just like hang out and
do shit.
Yeah, so I was on the drums like daily, just learning albums. I learned like all the Nirvana records.
Fire.
Then I went into like some like, but got deep into like hardcore, Black Flag, Bad Brains, and then
you do bang the shit out of the drums. So I could definitely hear all that.
Yeah. I started with the White Stripes though. Learned all those records. They're easy to play, and then like, you know, you're like, I'm playing Seven Nation Army. I'm doing it. I could be a rock star.
Dude, that beat right there carries fucking millions of people.
Yeah,
places, you know?
yeah, and people shit talk Meg in that, but it's like, I don't know, dude.
It moves the whole crowd. It really does.
Yeah.
I love the White Stripes. I think the White Stripes are a band right now that's definitely like underrated. You know, Jack White had such a great album last show. I don't know if you heard it.
The
Untitled.
No Name.
Yeah, No Name or whatever.
For sure.
And I just feel like people, I don't know, they don't. No one ever says the White Stripes anymore. People play the good songs, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like people don't really like show any love to the White Stripes.
I know, dude. And Jack's like a fucking maniac. He's in like four bands.
That's another guy. I'm definitely influenced by people who just grind.
Yeah, dude.
Artists
he's
who just
on
grind.
that shit.
People who they're making all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Just grind, you know.
Yeah.
And so Jack White's definitely fucking
go. Yeah,
go in my book.
Yeah, for sure. Because I see that guy and I'm like I gotta fucking catch up to him before it's too late. You know what I mean? Before he writes another hit.
I want to see him live because all my cousins say he sucks live.
What?
But you know what?
I've seen him 3 times.
They ain't
dude.
really got rock and roll.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing.
Some fools just they ain't really rock and roll, bro.
Dude, he'll blow your mind.
No,
yeah.
I know he'll blow your mind. And I'm like, fools like, nah, I just don't want to expect you to be crazy.
Yeah, I know. There's some like saying like he's on stage like dancing around like he's doing too much, but I don't know, dude. It gets me going. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, for sure.
But what other drummers are you like inspired by? Any like new drummers, old drummers of the past? Any local drummers you like a lot, or?
I do really like start with I don't know. When I started drumming, I was never really into like the drumming. Does that make sense? The drumming aspect.
Yeah.
More in like I really loved songwriting.
Yeah, I love songs.
Yeah.
Songs. Yeah.
So I've really loved like early on, especially like Kurt Cobain, like deciphering his lyrics and just like his whole like story. It's like mythical, legendary now, but I just like fell in love with the songs, and then same with like the getting into the Beatles. Paul McCartney released this like big lyric anthology, where it's like you hear the song and then you read like how he wrote it and his ideas, and I read that whole thing. So drummers, I don't know. I like drummers that give the song, help the song itself.
Yeah,
you know?
they serve the song.
Yeah, like Ringo Starr too, just like basic, but it's like any more would have been too much.
Yeah.
Meg White, Dave Grohl especially.
Yeah.
And then it's a bonus that they keep it all simple, because I could like play that shit for hours and like be fine. You know what I mean?
No, I like that attitude. I mean, I've been playing with a lot of shout out my friend Edward, a lot of heady drummers right now. And so sometimes I'm like, dude, we just gotta keep it basic right now.
Yeah, I feel like, especially when I started, it was like, I have all these chops, and then I'm jamming with my brother, and he's like, just go to the ride, please, and just like hang out.
Yeah, let's just groove a little bit.
Yeah. And then it's like, I understand now, you know. Sometimes I'll see a band and it's like they'll do a cover or something, and it's like, we know you're good, like chill out, chill out.
Yeah, all the great drummers, they definitely serve a song. And of Edward, if you listen to this, because he does support me, I think you do a great job. I'm not saying you drum too much, but yeah. What are you listening to right now? Any new artists you're listening to right now? Any albums in the last 2 or 3 years you've been into, or?
I've mellowed out. I've been listening to Reverse Cambered, the Napoleon a lot. Super good.
Shout out Gary.
Yeah, I really like that. And then I was in Cause March. I was learning those songs, and you know, it took me back to like going back into hardcore. You know, Black Flag, all of them, like total vibe, super vibe. But other than that, I've totally mellowed out, and I've been like on a Bob Dylan kick the last 2 years.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I follow Bob Dylan on Instagram too, and every time I go like it, you already liked it before. I'm like,
dude, have that shit on like Ringer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Bob Dylan posted.
He's always posting some crazy shit, dude. Except when he posted MGK. That was his first L, bro.
That was weird as hell.
That was his first L, bro. That was not it.
I was showing my brother. I was like, hey, check it. And he's like, MGK, like, how old is this performance? I was like, look who posted it, dude.
Yeah,
like,
look
fucking Bob Dylan.
Dude, yeah, that was his first L in my book.
Oh my
Shout
God.
out Bob.
Yeah. Silly as hell.
Yeah, but dude, like, where do you have any, you're in a bunch of local bands. Do they have music out anywhere, or?
So Cherry Goal has one song out, and it's called Clarinet Queen, and it's out on everything. It's already a year old. Shooting Losers is like, we just released an EP in November. It's out on Spotify and Bandcamp. You can get CDs, or if you want to come to a show, Naked Lounge. And then, but that band, Shooting Losers, we're like,
you're grinding,
dude.
I love to see. I'm not saying you guys are definitely more newish band in the scene,
for sure,
and definitely to see, like, you know, because Fan Falls has been playing around here for quite a while now. We've definitely seen bands just come and go or whatever.
Yeah,
you guys have been out here grinding. Dude, I love it. I love to see it. You guys play on the kiosk, or what did you play on the?
Oh, the gazebo in Maysville?
Dude. Yeah, the gazebo. How was that, dude?
That shit was super cool.
Out on the lake?
Yeah.
You take the boat out with all the
a little bridge? No.
Oh, there's a bridge. Okay,
yeah,
I never actually like went. I just driven by it.
Yeah. Yuba City band called Trachea set it up, and then
you just do that. That's hard.
We were trying to play at the record store at Sound Annex, and he got like 5 bands. We got bands from like Sacramento and shit,
nice, yeah.
And he was like, this cool event, and then the guy was like, we can't do it anymore. So the Trachea, his name's Dylan, he was like, I'm going to try to find some weird shit, like, bear with me if you guys still want to do it. And we're like,
yeah, some DIY shit.
And he found the gazebo, and then he asked the city, and I think he rented it out for the night.
Damn.
And it was a better turnout than we thought.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we came with all our shit expecting like you know, put our amps, play a quick show and stuff. He had a whole sound system out.
Get it going.
His dad was out there making hot dogs.
Nothing better than a fucking good sound system.
Dude, it sounded fucking great.
I was when a show sounds great, I just automatically feel like it's gonna be a good performance.
Yeah, like, that shit is crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it blew my mind. But yeah, Shooting Losers. That guy, Kyle Richardson.
Dude, I wish you had a drone or something for the shot.
I know.
That would be so dope.
Yeah, and we didn't even know. I think that the photographers that came were just like friends. Like I was like, I hope someone gets some good video of this shit. Like it's cool.
How is the Yuba City scene? Is there a good scene out there? I've never played out there or anything.
When I lived there, no, just the like cover bands.
Are you from there?
Bluegrass. I'm from all around.
Where are you from? Where would someone say? I'm like, where are you from?
Okay, I'd say Yuba City. I was born in Arizona, went all through California, landed in Yuba City for most of elementary to high school.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And when I was over there, I was in a band with just like friends from high school, but nothing came of it, and there was nowhere to play. Marysville has like open mics. We did that one time, but no bands, you know. Yeah. Until Trachea, I don't know where they came from, but when they were hitting us up, they're like, we're from that whole Yuba City area. And then every show we've played with them has been fucking popping. So I don't know what's changed.
Where are they playing shows at over there?
We played a
Bars
place.
Or?
Yeah, so there's a place in Marysville called, or it's in Yuba City now, Skips Yuba City Music Cafe.
Okay.
And when I was in middle school, we played the open mic there, and they're still going. So
nice.
Them, and then Sound Annex, the record store, is playing shows now. They just got there in like 2022. And then other than that, me and Shooting Losers played this antique store in Chinatown, Marysville.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was like in a basement, and it was like where flappers party in the 1920s.
Was it hard? It was hard.
It was fucking cool as hell. Yeah, and it was packed. I did not.
You got to figure out how to get a show out there. Yeah. I never played a show in Yuba City ever.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was just. They asked my friend Emerson, and Emerson was like, "I can't do it. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Sure." Nice. And
maybe it's Emerson. Out. He's from there.
I don't know where he's from. He has friends out there.
He lives here.
Yeah, he lives here.
He plays bass?
He plays guitar in Cherry Gold, and then he's going to do bass and drum tonight. Yeah, Winchester Goose.
Dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
Well, what do you guys got? If people from Chico are watching this, or in the NorCal, we got shows coming up. What do you guys
have? Cherry Gold has a show on March 19th. I don't know when this is coming out. It's week.
Hopefully I could get it done tonight. I'll probably get it done
tonight.
Okay,
hell yeah. If not, Shooting Losers has a show in April 4th at Naked Lounge. And then probably another one at a house in April too. And then other than that, TV Static, Tastes Like TV Static from SAC, has shows all over Rancho Cordova, Santa Cruz. Once I know, I'll say it. But it's like a bunch of dates. But I
love that band name too.
It's fucking cool, and they write good fucking songs.
Do I only play in Fountain Falls, and I don't really have I fucking beg. I beg people. I'm like, dude, let me just play.
Yeah.
And my begging hasn't worked, so.
I got you.
But I've never really played like with other people, like another group besides Fountain Falls. I play by myself and shit.
Yeah.
But like, how do you bring like, not necessarily, do you just bring the same idea, you think, or do you try to bring different ideas? I guess because all of them are different genres, right?
Yeah.
But how do you think about that? How do you try to split it? Or like.
Yeah, for sure. I think especially playing in multiple bands that like want to record and they want you to record and actually write with them, that you gotta have like no ego. You know what I mean? Like for Shooting Losers, I've been there the longest, so I know what I have to do. I know, like, hit the crash at the chorus. It gets super loud and it gets quiet and it gets super loud. And then I'm in Cosmarch and it's like, oh, no. We're going all the time. It's got to be loud all the time. And then TV Static is, like, way chiller. Chiller. So, I mean, I saw clips of, like, our first show. I'm just fucking beating the shit out of those drums, like, getting all excited. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work with the song. And it doesn't work with the recording either. We eventually recorded at Sac City Community College, and it just doesn't sound good. So I think being able to morph and like again being instead of coming in like I'm the drummer and here are my chops, just having really good listening ears and just being like, this is the song, you know, and it's right now it's Diego's song. Right now it's Kyle's song, and I just gotta like hear what he has, and then if he has an idea and I'm like I disagree, then we'll try my idea too. You know, it's no big deal. But to come in with like my boots down, like this is how it's gotta go. It's like it's me clashing of heads, and it's gonna sound like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really appreciate you coming out here.
For sure.
To my messy room.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to shout out? Any?
Just want to say, Shooting Losers, working on a new album every single fucking night. Kyle Richardson is writing like a fucking monster. I thought I could outwork him. He's fucking outworking me. Tastes Like TV Static has a 3-song single EP coming out soon, maybe. But I played drums on that one, so that's super cool. And then other than that, stay tuned for more writing. I'm gonna try to get that out as much as I can. Yeah, we'll definitely try to get you back on here once you release the new stuff. And I don't know if you want to show the book one more time. Here it is. Modern girl shit. We got fools making books out here, dude. And dude, it's been an honor to have you. I knew I gotta have you one day, bro, on here. Thanks. And I can't wait to have you some more, dude. Yeah, so. I appreciate that. Anytime. Let me know. Thank you.